Chairman Whitehouse, Ranking Member Grassley, distinguished members of the committee, thank you for the honor of testifying. Like the rest of the panel and most committee members, I have no expertise in climate science, but I do have expertise in political operations that camouflage themselves as grassroots groups while quietly exploiting complicating funding streams enriched by billionaires. Some people call this dark money. The phenomenon often appears in environmental debates, including pressure groups that claim to represent outdoor recreation interests, but receive cash from billionaires and other elite political operatives for crude political purposes. Take Patagonia, whose owners donated billions in company stock to a series of 501c4 or dark money groups. Initial reports said the money would go only to save the planet, but even the New York Times, fooled at first, investigated and found monies going to political machinations like saving the seats of the majority's congressional delegation and pushing non-environmental issues like abortion. This Patagonia network of dark money nonprofits already has an FEC complaint because it appears to have falsified the actual sources of its contributions to the Senate Majority PAC and others. Now consider an environmentalist group that's received Patagonia funding, Protect Our Winters, or POW. Protect Our Winters claims it's just helping passionate outdoor people protect the places and experiences they love. But POW also cares about the banal indoor recreation of politics, such as helping elect Democrats to Congress and shilling for the Partisan Inflation Reduction Act. POW has a C4 dark money arm that gives 100% cycle after cycle to elect Democrats. POW's C3 arm receives support from ordinary outdoor enthusiasts, but also from notorious political actors. Those include a nonprofit in Arabella Advisors network, the biggest dark money network on Earth, which takes in billions every election cycle, including large sums from a foreign donor, yet oddly goes unmentioned by Congress's fiercest dark money hawks. POW also receives money from the Tides Foundation, a donor-advised fund provider, and from the David Rockefeller Fund, which also donates to the Tides and Arabella networks. POW helps corral into political campaigns trade associations that should know better, including the National Ski Areas Association. The association's ties to POW appear in its climate challenge reports, which require all climate challengers to do such things as endorse letters from groups like POW, Citizens Climate Lobby, and We Are Still In. We Are Still In is an environmentalist pressure group underwritten by left-wing billionaire Michael Bloomberg, while Citizens Climate Lobby has received hundreds of thousands of dollars from Enron billionaire John Arnold, as well as funding from Arabella. Groups like POW are so compromised politically that they never mention powerful threats to outdoor recreation from their radical environmentalist allies. Obviously, for the foreseeable future, outdoor recreation absolutely depends on inexpensive transportation for ordinary Americans. That means fossil fuels for cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, and planes. And it means roads and parking. Just consider what outdoor trade groups say and the Biden administration brags about. The Outdoor Recreation Roundtable's president says, "We have the best public lands, waters, and outdoor businesses in the world right here in the United States. But if Americans can't access them with sound roads, then we're missing out on economic opportunity and undermining our American outdoor heritage." I think she expects those roads to be traveled by people who aren't rich enough to own Teslas. Then there's the Biden administration, bragging that its National Parks and Public Land Legacy Restoration Fund will increase visitor access by restoring and repairing roads and parking areas. After all, how many hikers can reach Yellowstone without the use of jet fuel or gasoline? How many skiers visit Aspen or Park City without flying on a plane? Ending jet travel and sales of gasoline, or just hiking their costs, would devastate outdoor recreation, which means a lot of environmental extremist groups pose serious threats to outdoor recreation. Just last year, the Sierra Club's magazine ran a long article that began by lionizing a man who hasn't ridden a plane in 5 years. It ended with hopes that planes will disappear in a few decades. Jet travel is also denounced by groups like Stay Grounded and Flight Free USA. In the world they and their donors fight for, how can an Aspen ski resort or a fishing outfitter on Montana's Blackfoot River survive? More threats come from the ESG movement's effort to debank all fossil fuel-related companies. If this movement and its rich leaders like Larry Fink have their way, an ordinary American who depends on a gas-powered car for transport will never drive to Yosemite, and no fisherman will travel in a gas-powered boat across the beautiful Tennessee lakes of my childhood. These threats to outdoor recreation deserve their own hearing. Thank you.